Alright guys, welcome back to another 76 Grand Cross video. So quite a lot of controversy towards this character because I thought she was actually pretty decent, or I say she, I always think it's just Diane, but King actually is there. But yeah, apparently people didn't enjoy it too much and they called for some buffs, and they actually made an announcement a few days ago now saying they are going to go and buffer them. I keep doing that mistake here, but here we go. Here is the changes. They're doing, for the looks of it, the ultimate skill 2, so the sprout destruction, and then also the unique effect, which we'll go through. To quickly see what's in the patch, nothing too much. Remember, this is part 1.5. This is not the part 2 yet. This is our dead week, so we wasn't expecting anything too crazy to come this week. Once again, we covered it already in the channel, but next week we're going to get Pedegard finally in the game alongside a new Varghese, which is probably going to be free during like the part 2 of the box thing. So here we go. So an issue where some skill effects of Ruler of the Yan, King of the Yan, Flawless Unity will not apply properly. Okay, sure. Okay, so check what actually changed then. So first things first, and this is what people called for a little bit, is they did not change the unique ability, like this right here. It still doesn't work in deathmatch, which is quite a little bit upsetting because a lot of people, literally, the Endurer, you want to bring blue fairies, right? They're a blue fairy, but this doesn't work. So it's the exact same. One of the things that have changed is at the start of the battle, the Wrath of Earth is applied to the enemies that do not have. Okay, so this is a little bit of a change then, because I think the way it worked before was when the sub-slot character comes in, they do not have that effect, right? So you're not able to build up your accumulated damage, right? So that is going to apply every single time. But also, does it continue now? Because if you already get it on one person, does it go again? I'm not actually too sure. I think it might just be for sub slots. But then going down, we have at the start of the battle. Where is it actually? Okay, so what's also been changed is a pretty simple one. So before, what you did was at the start of battle, you are going to get the Giant Queen's Protection, which is going to give you, was it protection? It was going to be behavior-related stats and also immediate petrification. Just make you a bit more tankier. You're probably not like going to die turn 1. But also now, this is to kind of counter, because this is start of battle. People really pointed out that if you go second, and that's kind of the worst thing, typically if you go second against a team, you just instantly lose because Millen just does AoE, kills the whole team because you're not able to do your alpha, damage cap. But now she does do damage cap. So your whole team, so herself and also applicable allies, are now going to be getting damage cap towards the whole team where they can't exceed 50% of the max HP, which, yeah, I'd say it's pretty big because Millen probably does way more than 50% and it also deals damage extra, which is... yeah, normally Millen doesn't kill. But then again, I think Alpha's like 4%, right? I don't actually know off by heart what the actual numbers are. But normally I don't die towards Millen's turn 1. So that's a really big change now. And then going down, all it says here is the one Wrath of the Fairy King effect is removed each time the hero takes damage. The hero? Oh, it was applicable to allies, right? Okay, that actually is a bigger change. I wish that wasn't the case because you kind of build that up, and if you don't play properly, you could like waste your turn on it a little bit, and then the enemies just attack your allies, try and kill your Sid, try and kill your actual Lancelot. Then you remove all the buffs. So now they have to purposely attack the Diane. So that's kind of a big change there. And then going down towards, I guess, the skill Sprout Destruction, what it's going to do now, so before it just dealt 2 times crit chance, 2 times crit damage, and then a hero's attack plus 60%. Damage dealt 30% against targets who have the accumulate. Okay, so if they're not maxed, you're going to do even more damage now on the Sprout Destruction, so they're able to reach that actual max accumulate damage much faster. And 100% damage you accumulated. Okay, that is, I think, much better. Is that all she needed? Maybe. Because I think the biggest thing is a lot of people said, yeah, just start a second, just getting wiped by a Millen team is feels kind of terrible, right? If you look at like the goddesses, they at least have the resurrection with Melly Ellie and can do a little comeback a little bit. The unknown team has like so much damage cap and immortality with obviously hell. Surviving 1 turn in the fairy team might be okay now, because then if you survive 1 turn, you can then just heal back with the actual the unique ability. And if you have beta, if you have a buff on, you can get some heals as well. It's not looking too bad. So that damage cap is by far probably the biggest thing. But then also being able to debuff the subslot character when you come in now is actually really good. And also just to make the not losing, because like, literally every single time you got your King's Wrath, if you went to the next turn, they just attack 3 times. Like there's never a time where they don't attack 3 times. There's rarely any buff or debuff or just skills that don't do damage in this game in PvP. So it's literally just guaranteed to remove all of it. Which is why the character took a little bit of a skill, rather than just, like I did say, just doing AoEs and just killing the whole team. You have to actually think a little bit and actually prepare your petrifications, and sometimes you could actually not even do it, which would be kind of bad. But I do like this one though, doing way more damage. So like literally turn 1, you can just do AoE, and then you're doing like 30% more damage for the looks of it, right? So you're going to be able to get towards your accumulated damage much easier, and also as well the damage against the targets who have accumulated the maximum value, you're going to do 100% damage. So yeah, overall pretty good. So guys, let me know what you think. Is this changed your opinion on Diane? Do you think or Diane and King, do you think they're going to be more usable? I think so. I mean, one thing I guess people need to realize too, while I do like the boss, and remember, I'm not going to complain about it, thankfully it's not a Margot situation where they completely outright just insane mega buff the character beyond anything we kind of wanted. Shout out to you lot if you were there during the Margot era, right? But he can just always release a character to make the team even better. I mean, we spoke about it already, right? But like, for example, Unknowns, I think we're struggling a little bit. I think Millen kind of fell off a little bit, but then he got one update that just made him broken, and that was releasing LR Merlin. So she was a top tier character, and also as well dropping the recent new Hell character, which literally, like, Hell just made Unknowns so good because of one character. So yes, Diane may not be like the best character in the game right now. All they need is one more character to make them broken. Granted, they've already gotten a lot of support with like a backline and even obviously Alpha. Alpha, I'm not too... Oh, she's still good, right? I don't say she's bad, but like, I have noticed she's very, very squishy. She can do a lot of damage, so she is a glass cannon. But other than like her damage cap turn 1, she typically dies very, very quickly. So I'm probably not expecting her to replace soon, because I think you still want to use either Lancelot or Sid on the team. But if you're not using Alpha, you're probably not using Sid either. But like I did say, there's always a possibility that we just get a new actual fairy character, or I guess Giant. Giant, a lot less unlikely, because what Giant they're going to add towards the game. Fairies, they should have Gluxinia. Maybe not LR, because we've already gotten them, right? Like, I think we've already gotten a few of the fairy LRs. Honestly, you want to start doing, like, Fat King or even the other skinny kings. But then, again, you can't even use kings on the same team, right? So it doesn't really matter. So, yeah, LRs are looking good for the fairy team. Maybe like a draw could be decent, but that's basically only it. And then for fairies, I mean, literally right now, you only have a lane. I mean, to be fair, you could actually go crazy with a lane, because she does buff up, which is a good one. Is it the green one or blue one? I think the green one, right? This one down here. If they actually want to buff this one up a little bit, make her an LR, that could be kind of crazy. And then maybe just release like Dahlia, Dubs, or even Gluxinia and his armor finally for once. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. Thank you for watching. While you may not be the biggest fan of Diane, I still think the banner's worth summoning, because I mean, we did like 4K on the banner. I'm not too sure how much we spent on the banner, but like, it's a good banner. You might as well summon, and you're going to get a pretty decent character alongside of it. Fairies right now are still in a bit of a tricky spot, because it does take a lot of dupes and characters. Like, you really want to get Lancelot 6/6, which frankly has returned. And even then, if you didn't summon in the collab banner, would I be using King Diane? So they are in a tricky spot for like their team build a little bit. It's not like anyone can just do it. Like, you have a ton of goddesses, a ton of unknown characters, if you've been playing the game for a long time now. But maybe they go about releasing more fairies, maybe even stuff from Ragnarok a little bit. Remember, there's always that possibility we do get more collaborations. Like, I said it, but Emilia is an elf, so she will become part of the elf clan, making her a fairy if we ever do get a part 2 character. So... and that'll be a DPS Emilia from the new season. I'm saying they can cook a little bit. Maybe a free Ren. There's some hope a little bit for the elf team. Or I guess fairy team too. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching the video. And yeah.